Josh Norman, not a guy I usually agree with, but has a problem with the NFL outlawing his bow and arrow celebration in the end zone.
It's okay, so if therefore one of them is banned and looked at as a dangerous act, how come all of them are not looked at that way? So somebody can just shoot a cannon in a stadium and it'd be fine, and somebody can just shoot off a musket and it'd be cool too. But then when a player shoot off a bow and arrow, an imaginary bow and arrow, up in the sky, that's a flag, that's a penalty. But see, if the same thing is in the stadium, everybody's doing it, it's like, what's the problem? You know, it's so, they pick and choose what they want to do when it comes to that. And I understand, you know, they point out what they want to point out and do what they want to do. So at the end of the day, we just got to go and find something else.
I largely think that Josh Norman is an attention-seeking bozo, but he's right. I mean, how can you have a cannon being shot off after touchdowns in Tampa and a militia shooting muskets in New England and then tell Josh Norman, yeah, but a bow and arrow is too violent? An imaginary bow and arrow shooting up into the sky. And they let Brandon Cooks do this same exact celebration, but because I guess Cooks said that it's biblical when he does it. There's some Bible background to it, some religious connotation. I mean, this is completely hypocritical. You can't have cannons getting shot off and muskets being shot off and not let Josh Norman do an imaginary bow and arrow. Also, it's a bow and arrow. Is this the essence of what we worry about violence in America today? If Josh Norman is firing an AK-47 imaginarily, yes, I would say that's a bad image for the NFL. If he comes in with, like, you know, a make-believe machete and starts, like, chopping at the opponent, okay, yes, that would be a bad image. He's shooting a bow and arrow into the air? I can't do that. That's violent imagery for the kids. I mean, what are we doing? The Patriots have a paid militia that shoots muskets. How is that any different than an imaginary bow and arrow? I mean, what happens if the militia was like, okay, you know what? Let's do bow and arrows today. Let's shoot imaginary bow and arrows at the field after Patriots touchdowns. I mean, this is totally hypocritical of the NFL. You got to let him be able to do that, or tell the cannon in Tampa and tell the militia in New England you can't do it anymore.